if he's not doing it right, no matter how good all these things are, clients are not going to be satisfied. They're going to be very annoyed. They will not recommend your company. They will not do anything because they are pissed off, like literally pissed off. So tourism is very sensitive in its nature. And it's one of the characteristics. It's very sensitive and fragile business. So when you're giving your clients to a particular person, you have to know who is going to take my clients, who's going to be the guide, who's going to drive, which hotel are they going to, where are they going to sleep, what are they going to eat. You have to know all these tiny nitty-gritties, or else you're going to face a challenge at the end of the day with your clients not being satisfied and complaining, and you have to apologize. And remember, you put in a lot of money in marketing. Do not play around with your clients. You put in a lot of money in marketing, in convincing them to come. So at the end of the day, no matter what happens, the service has to be delivered like bulunji, like very well. So that's the second characteristic. The third characteristic which we look at is, sorry about that. So I was saying the third characteristic which we have to look at is the sophisticated nature of the tourism product. It's very sophisticated and complex in itself. So when you're developing a tourism product, you have to carry out extensive research. You have to go for consultations from different players in the industry about your product which you're developing, and familiarize with other products in the market, because in itself is very sophisticated and complex. So you having a product, having an idea that you're developing, or a service that you want to deliver is not enough. You have to consult with other stakeholders in the industry. Remember I said in the beginning that the tourism industry diffuses with other sectors. As a tour operator, you have to know the accommodation facilities available. As an owner of a hotel or a lodge, you have to know the tour operators, because they're the ones bringing you the clients. As the tour operators and lodges, you have to know which aviation services are working in your country, which airlines are bringing travelers into your country. Do you have an understanding with them, so that when they're handling your clients, they handle them with high-end, service delivery measures and skills. So it's very important to know this when you're carrying out the whole tourism product development. That another characteristic is it's very sophisticated in its nature. Then the fourth characteristic is very paramount, is very eye-opening, very very important. Basically, the fourth characteristic is tourism is a class-based industry. What do I mean? I mean, we have luxury tourism products, we have mid-range tourism products, we have budget tourism products, and we also have shoestring tourism products. As a developer of a tourism product, you have to know who are you targeting. Are you targeting the luxury clients? And if you're targeting the luxury clients, what do the luxury clients expect? These are, because in Tanzania we have lodges where people pay per night $2,000, and in the same park we have lodges where they pay $500, and in the same park we have places where they also pay $100, $50, $70, and we also have campsites where they pay $10, $15. You see. So if you're developing a tourism product, who are you selling it to? The high-end clients, or are you selling it to all? It might be tricky to sell them to all if you're developing a tourism product. And if you're handling them, how do you handle them? What do the luxury clients expect? These are usually very strict people, and they want their things a certain way. So if you're handling luxury clients, how do you handle yourself as a person? Do you have the interpersonal skills? Do you have emotional intelligence? To be able to read some of these body language signals from your clients, so that at the end of the day you actually give them that high quality service delivery that we need in the tourism industry. So if you are handling mid-range clients, how do you handle them? What do they expect? What can they tolerate? There are some things which the budget and which the shoestring and the budget clients will be like, yeah, that's fine, we can do that. I mean, you can have that for dinner and it will be good, it will be fine, you shall be happy. And there's some things which a mid-range client will not even tolerate. Something a luxury client will not even be an option. So if you're developing a tourism product, you have to develop it around those lines, bearing in mind the characteristics of a tourism product. Are you targeting high-end luxury? And what can you compromise upon? What can be a deal breaker? What's like, I can't go below this because my clientele is luxury, so I do this, I do A, I do Z. You have to know these things. Or my clientele are shoestring, so we just can't afford that, let's do this because of how much they provide and everything. It all comes down to all that basics. Fifth, tourism is a seasonal business. Very seasonal, but then this is also a varying characteristics, because seasonal in different countries. I'm currently in Tanzania, and the company I'm working with has a low season of only March, April, May, 3 months of low season, and the rest of the year, the other 9 months in the year, it's high season. While in Uganda, I know some companies that I worked with where they had 6 months of low season and 6 months of high season, where June, July, August was high season, and a bit of September, October low, November, December, January, Feb was high season, then March, April, May, low season still, so it depends which country and which product you're designing. I know that there's some countries in Europe where they never have low season. Throughout the year, they're fully booked. Throughout the year, so they don't have the low season kind of services or offers that they give to clients and everything. So you have to know, if you have a tourism product, who are you selling it to? Because there's some people who travel during some months of the year and not other months of the year. And there's some people who can travel throughout the year. So as with your tourism product will determine the seasonality of it. And it's also very important because the gentleman who asked for this video asked me the question that tourism is a seasonal business. So how do I make it my long-term employment choice? And my personal opinion, and I have seen it being practiced by most tour operators and hotel owners, once you're in high season, you get all the money. You get that amazing profit, the revenue, everything, you get it. And save it. Pay off your staff. Pay for these long-term things, the bills, the water, everything. Pay them during the money that you get from high season. That even during the low season, you can still stay open, still keep business running. I know some tour operators whereby they pay rent for their offices for a year. They get this amazing client for 1 month. They take the clients around, they get this profit, they pay rent for a year. That is done. So even though you don't get clients in the next 2-3 months, you cannot close office because you have paid rent. You pay your staff salary 6 months. You're like, this is for staff, 6 months, it's cleared. So you have to be smart in your finances, business, how you do the planning, in terms of finances, that during high season or low season, you still be able to run smoothly in terms of the office operations. Yeah. Then 6, tourism is an element of, as a tourism product, is inseparable, whereby it's consumed jointly. If I have a safari and I want to go to Murchison Falls, you will not say, okay, come on Tuesday and go to Murchison Falls, and then on Wednesday you will get the vehicle. No. It's consumed jointly. If I'm going for a safari to Murchison Falls, on that Tuesday, I will need the vehicle, the safari car, I'll need the safari guide, I'll need all my clearance fees, I'll need the accommodation facility to sleep in, and then I'll be ready to go. So you can't say, come and go for a safari and then you book for accommodation another day. It's consumed jointly. You can't give someone transport facilities without giving them the accommodation, without giving them the meals, the restaurant. All these things can work hand in hand. So if you're developing a tourism product, you have to look at all these different things. Yeah, you have to look at all those basics. Then another thing is tourism is a demographic kind of tourism product, in such a way that it's consumed by specific people. It's a demographic product. Demography here looks at the age, the income level, the education level, the character of the people, their personality, the countries where they're from. So tourism is highly dependent on that. Another characteristic is it's a demographic kind of product in terms of human behavior. It would be ridiculous for you to sell Ginger where there are adventurous activities, there's water rafting, there's bungee jumping, horseback riding, quid bikes, to a gentleman who is 75 years old with his wife, who do not have a history of sports in them or athletic kind of history. They have not been people who have been running. So obviously physically they're not very strong. So telling them to go for bungee jumping, for water rafting will not be a reasonable product to sell to them. No matter how good it is, no matter how cheap it is, it will not be something they'll be interested in. But if you go to a 25 group of university students who have come for a vacation in Africa and you sell to them that idea, it will be amazing, it will be mind-blowing, because they're physically strong and their body can be challenged in ways which are possible. So demography here looks at, as you're developing a tourism product, you have to bear in mind who is your target market, who are you selling to, and design it in such a way that it meets with that particular characteristic, the human behavior that you are selling the product to. Then tourism, and the eighth characteristic of tourism product is that consumption takes place at the place of production. If I want to have a loaf of bread, I will not go to the factory where it's made. But for tourism, if you want to climb a mountain, you will have to go to Moshi, to Mount Kilimanjaro. If you're Mount Meru, well, you have to come to Arusha. If you want to Enzori, you have to go to, Western Uganda. If you want to trek the gorillas, you have to go to Bwindi. If you want to do the safari, you have to come to Ngorongoro Conservation Area or Serengeti or Queen Elizabeth in Uganda. So if you want to consume a product, consumption takes place at the place of production. You have to move there. If you want to, experience the whole Roman vibe of all these Vaticans and the churches and the museums and the whole vibe, the Italian thing, you have to actually go to Italy. You can't get it here no matter how much you try, no matter how many videos you watch, no matter what you do, you really can't get it here. You have to go to the source market. So that's another characteristic of a tourism product. Consumption takes place at the place of production. Then thank you very much for watching this video. That's all I had for you today, where we have talked about the tourism product, the types of tourism products, and the characteristics of the tourism products. I'm sorry the videos have been long. This is the part 2. I hope you've seen part 1. By the end of this, if you haven't yet seen part 1, please go back and watch part 1 and enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel. Let's join the discussion group. Talk to me, tell me what you think about the tourism products. Are the characteristics that I've shared with you viable? Do you think they're important? Do you think there's something I've left out? Then next week we shall look at the stages or the phases through which tourism products are developed, and then we shall also look at the tourism product life cycle. As I warned you in the beginning, the tourism product topic is quite large, so I've tried to break it down. These are the first 2 videos that I've put out. Then next week I'll put out more content about the tourism product. Thank you very much. Have a lovely week. God bless you. Enjoy your Lent period and subscribe to my channel. Bye.